Hi guys, back with another review video. We're going to be reviewing this new trail camera from Bushnell. It's the Trophy Cam HD. It's a 24 megapixel camera. Has a 2.4 inch viewing screen, color viewfinder. Has a lot of other features. Has a 100-foot PIR sensor, field scan, 100-foot night vision flash, 0.67 recovery time, and dynamic video. I believe the dynamic video will take video as long as it senses motion, but once it quits, it doesn't sense the motion, it no longer records in video. This is the 2018 Aggressor. Has some other features, 1080 video, HD video with audio, 0.2 second trigger speed, that's pretty quick. True 1 year battery life, 1 year warranty. So got a lot of features. I do have the last year's Aggressor model. I wasn't crazy about that video mode where it only took video while it sensed motion, but I believe there's a firmware update that you can actually select the video length. I haven't done that to the camera yet. So what do we get in the package? Typical of most cameras, you get the camera, you get instructions, you get a strap. So I'm going to take a look at the viewing screen inside. It actually has a camo finish. The Aggressor I had last year just had like an olive drab, kind of a brownish olive drab type finish. So it does have a little bit of a camo finish to it, which may help make it less visible to somebody you don't want to see it. And this also has the low glow flash, I believe. It's not the no glow. This is actually the low glow. Well, there we are. There's the little viewfinder video review. Looks similar to the Aggressor on the inside. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to take this thing out. We're going to set it up in the woods. We're going to see what kind of quality videos we get, what kind of pictures we get with it. And we'll see what that looks like. Alright, so we're going to set up one of those Bushnell cameras. When I put the batteries in mine and started looking at it, it does have the firmware update. So you can program video length. It came from the factory with the update. So I did hear about it, so these cameras already have it. Brandon got one too. He found a good deal online. He ordered one. He told me about it. I ordered one. So we're going to set one of the cameras up here. We've got a nice, kind of a little bit of an opening where 3 trails intersect. And I have another camera in my backpack. We'll set that on down below. So we're kind of curious to see what kind of pictures and videos we get with these cameras. Now it does have the, what do they call this?
Python lock.
Yeah, it has the holes, so you could use a cable lock on it. Alright, so we'll get this one set up and then we'll set up the other one. Alright, so now let's talk about what we learned about this camera after having them out. One of the first things I learned right away was this camera is very easy to set up, very intuitive to figure out the settings. First thing I did, open it up, I put batteries in it, I put an SD card in it. This camera requires a Class 10 SD card, that's for the 1080 video. But when you get into the setup options, little screen comes on. It's basically a viewfinder. Very easy to go through the options and pick what you want as far as setup. The first thing we set this when I set my camera up, the first thing I did was set it on the hybrid mode. This camera will take photos, videos, or hybrid, which will take photographs and video with the same trigger of the camera. In other words, when something walks past the camera, it'll take a photo followed by a video. Now you could choose 1, 2, or 3 photos before it starts the video. So there was something I learned when I had it in that mode, and what I learned was that the pictures seemed to be a lot darker than what the video was, and I'm going to show you a sample of that. As you can see here, we got a photograph of a turkey. It's right in front of the camera. You can notice how dark the surroundings are. But when it goes into the video mode, you can see that everything brightens up while it's on video. And I noticed this thing happen with several different sequences with the camera being in the hybrid mode, with the photos being a little darker and then the video. Now this wasn't apparent very much when it comes to nighttime photos and videos, as you can see here. The next thing we learned with this camera does have, when it takes photographs, it does have motion blur. And what that is if the animal's moving when the photo snaps, you get a little bit of a blur effect, and it happened both day and night with this camera. The camera has 3 settings for photo mode: HD, 4K, and high. The camera has 3 settings for video mode: 360, 720, and 1080. So now let's talk a little bit about the videos. I'm one of these people, I almost always set my camera on video mode. I never use photograph. To me, you see a whole lot more of what's going on in your hunting area when you have your camera set on video. And I'll say right off the bat, this camera has very good video quality, day or night. So I'll tell you that right off the bat. And it also has very good audio quality. Here's a few samples of videos, but listen to the audio. So what did you think of the video and audio? I mean, to me, I think they were pretty good. Actually, very good. So I would rate this camera very high. There's a couple other features with the camera I didn't go over. It has the quarter 20 threaded areas if you want to mount your camera that way. It has the bracket here on the back if you use the Python locks, the cable locks to lock your camera to the tree. It does have that. I don't know if you knew or not. I don't know if I mentioned it. With the viewfinder, you can also replay photos and videos out in the field. You can see what the camera captured that way. So I think it's a pretty good camera. As far as battery life, we went through several sets of batteries, and the reason being, we had these set up on field scan mode. So they were taking video clips like every 5 or 10 minutes, depending on how we had it set up, throughout the day for days on end. And we did drain several sets of batteries set up like that. So overall, I think the camera's pretty good. I mean, I would highly recommend this. If you're somebody like me, you like to make videos, you like to see, you know, get some good quality video to share with your friends, this would probably be a good camera to do that with. If you're interested in buying one of these cameras, I have a link in the description below. It takes you right to Amazon. You can check them out. If you want to order one right from there, you can order one. But I would highly recommend one of these cameras. Very good setup here. So that's pretty much it for the review on the 2018 Bushnell Aggressor. I think it's a very good camera. I'm hoping to get a lot more videos as the upcoming season starts to come in. So thanks guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.